The Golden State Warriors, the pretty much Mount Rushmore, the example of what great basketball organization should be, how they're run. Ever since I've been in middle school, they have been the pretty much the thing. Like they've always been there. They're so consistent. It's crazy. And so Golden State, how they got here, it's kind of an interesting story. They feel like they've always been there. I went to the finals so many times to play the Cavs. This is the first time the Warriors haven't played the Cavs in the finals. Isn't that crazy? It's another Eastern Conference team that's played LeBron a lot of times, but it's not the Cavs. It's not the Cavs. And that's nice. That's nice. But anyways, Golden State, when I was, I think, sixth grade, I was on a trip to Hawaii. And that was, I think, their first finals appearance. Yeah. Something like that. My timeline might be completely, no, it was seventh grade. No. And my timelines, regardless, there was a finals appearance series in Hawaii where they were going on this incredible run. It was the 3-1 year. It was crazy. Golden State, basically since I've been into sports, Golden State has been the example. And basically it's been Golden State and it's been New England as the example of how franchises should be run and how to win multiple championships in a span of decades. Like it has been the standard for so long in my life. It's crazy to think about how it's just continuously influenced the sports world. Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, that three-headed monster's always been there. They added a little bit of spice with Kevin Durant and won a couple championships, but the team core, the culture, it always stayed intact. But the question was, when Katie left, how does this team figure it out? After the Toronto series, Klay Thompson tore his ACL. It was brutal. Klay Thompson's a Warrior. And this is a Warriors team where I don't hate any of these players. I never was like, man, they win all the time too much. They were really fun to watch. It was insane how they were able to bring everything together. Steph Curry, fantastic guy. Draymond Green, one of the most well-spoken guys. You should really check out his podcast on The Volume. I keep mentioning The Volume because I was listening to it on my car ride home from Clemson yesterday, but he's really well-spoken and he's fun to watch. He's a personality. It's kind of the Rodman to the Jordan Pippen. Like if you're mixing it into a bowl or a pot, that's who you create. You create Draymond Green, who's a little better offensively than Dennis Rodman, but brings you that same energy, that same passion without all the distractions of going to clubs and stuff like what we saw in The Last Dance. So it's kind of like that. So like I've said, they've been consistency my entire life. And here they are again. They pretty much took a 2-year hibernation where they kind of built up draft picks and reworked their roster. And I was more impressed with them last season than I am now. And that's crazy to say is because of what Steph Curry did. I continue to argue he should have won MVP last year. And obviously this finals run is nothing but impressive, but it showed you that if they could get healthy again, they were going to be one of the best teams in the NBA. And they were. They pretty much put together the same formula. Steph Curry, once Klay Thompson came back, the emergence of Jordan Poole, they've been able to do so many different things, but at the same time, it's still them. It's a reinvention, and I'll title it The Warriors Have Reinvented Themselves and They're Back, something like that. But they're still the same Golden State, just a little different. And not just because they're in a different stadium or their logo looks slightly different on the font, but they're here and they're playing the Boston Celtics. What do I like about them? Well, they've been here. They've been there, done that. This experience in this series, it's 143 total games played to 0. That's going to matter. This is the biggest stage in basketball, and being able to say, hey, we know what to expect. The lights aren't going to bother us. We're going to be fine. Go out swinging, go out shooting, do what we do. That's important. And maybe it's not going to be as big as I believe it'll be, but I really like what this experience brings. And number 2 is Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. What they do together is nothing short of incredible. What Stephen Curry does is nothing short of incredible. The way he's able to shoot, the way he's able to drive, kick out to guys like Klay Thompson, who continues to look better. He shot better in the postseason. I believe it's a couple percentage points, but it's still better. Draymond Green brings you that consistency. Like I said about Al Horford, he's that anchor. The emergence of Jordan Poole. When you can have a guy like Stephen Curry, and I think it's really going to be understated in the national media, when you have a guy like Stephen Curry who's willing to sit on the bench, watch Jordan Poole, who is going to probably be the guy that replaces him in the end when Stephen Curry calls it quits, ball out, and you just say, hey, I just need to play 18 minutes. I'm not 100% yet. Being able to set aside something like that in your ego, it's crazy. That's just who Stephen Curry is. He doesn't need to win 6 trillion MVP trophies. He's just what Golden State needs him to be. It's like Tom Brady in a way. It's crazy. And I think we did a whole little thing about the Suns and how Chris Paul was Tom Brady with the Bucks. And I wasn't right in the end because the Bucks ended up losing. But things end up working out. I think the Tom Brady comparison, I don't want to try to throw around too often, especially in the sport of basketball when it's just completely different. But Steph Curry, in a way, reminds me of it. And I enjoy that. But what I like about them, they've been there, done that. They can do so many different things, and their experience is going to matter. What I don't like, the turnovers. Sometimes I feel the live by the three, die by the three. It's not as often with Golden State, but when they can't shoot, it's really ugly. And they've had tendencies in these games, especially against the Mavericks, to let guys like Luka Doncic do whatever the heck he wants. And I think with a guy like Jason Tatum, who, if you give him space, he's going to punish you. And like Jaylen Brown, if you give him space, he's going to punish you. If you let guys like that play freely, it's going to get them comfortable in a series where this is an unfamiliar environment to them. The NBA Finals, this is their first time. They can't allow the guys like him and Tatum to get comfortable. They got to be able to get in their face, play some hard defense, get guys like Wiggins and Draymond on them. They're going to have to really do that. They have to put it all together. Turnovers, it's just like Boston. They play a little loose with the ball, and it creates opportunities. It didn't hurt Golden State as much as it did Boston, because I think Golden State has a little more of that oomph to them in a way. But the turnovers, they got to be able to cut that out. It's really going to be interesting because Boston is the best defense in the NBA and Golden State is the best offense in the NBA. So it's the 1v1. Usually the defense wins that. We'll see how that goes. All right, guys, take a short break. So when I return, we're going to talk about my prediction for the finals, how I think each game is going to kind of play out in a really quick way. And that's how we'll wrap up the show. Thank you, guys. Let's do this.